Hey folks, I'm Sarah and I'm on the 2025 jury for what I think is the best book prize for literary fiction from small presses. It's called the Republic of Consciousness Prize, United States and Canada, and it is dedicated to literary fiction from small presses in North America. Over the next few months, I will be sharing every single book nominated for the prize, and while I can't share my personal opinions on each book just yet, I will share enough details so that you can get to know the book and the publisher. Every book gets its very own video, and you are not going to want to miss a single one. Next up is book number 24, Hothouse Bloom by Austin Wohlers, published by Hub City Press. This novel follows a young woman who has just inherited an apple orchard from her late grandfather, and she leaves behind everything, her whole life. She leaves behind a painting career, her family and friends, to go and try to run this apple orchard, which she has no experience doing, but she's determined to do it, and she's determined to do it alone. And she also is determined to find a way to do something in the apple orchard that she always tried to do in her paintings, but never quite managed. It's a little hard to describe, but she is really desperate to dissolve herself into a place beyond words, into a place beyond language. It's almost like she wants to become one with the orchard. As corny as that sounds, it sounds much cornier coming out of my mouth than it does in the novel itself, but that is really what she is desperate to do as she's living and running this apple orchard on her own. Unfortunately for her, people keep intervening. Her neighbors who run a sheep farm and want to try and help her, a good friend who wants to come and crash with her because he's kind of down and out on his luck and needs a place to write. She has to hire seasonal workers when it's time to pick the apples. She has to go to the farmer's market to sell the apples. So as desperate as she is to do this in solitude, she finds she can't quite accomplish that. Austin Wohlers was born in Atlanta, and she's also a musician, releasing music on her own and also with the band Tomato Flower, and Hothouse Bloom is her first book. And Hub City Press was founded in Spartanburg, South Carolina in 1995. They describe themselves as the South's premier independent literary press, and they focus on finding and spotlighting extraordinary new and unsung writers from the American South. Our curated list champions diverse authors and books that don't fit into the commercial publishing landscape. Hub City Press is interested in books with a strong sense of place, which this fits right in so well, and is committed to introducing a diverse roster of lesser heard Southern voices. We believe strongly that the publishing industry needs to promote a more diverse range of experiences, and so have committed ourselves to spotlighting lesser heard Southern voices, including people of color, members of LGBTQ and gender diverse communities, people with disabilities, neurodivergent people, as well as ethnic, cultural, and religious minorities. With every nominee, I've been pulling out one detail that I hope sparks a bigger talk about the various tools that writers use to help them build stories. But unfortunately, the one thing I most want to talk about with this book is the ending, which I can't, in all fairness to you, who have likely not experienced the ending yet, I can't ruin that for you. So once you've read the ending, come back and we'll talk. So in the meantime, let's maybe talk about novels that feature painters as main characters, or visual artists, or any kind of artist other than writer as the main character. One of my favorite examples, I love books that have artists as the main character or art as a theme within the book. One of my favorites is in Septology by Jan Fosse, which features a painter as the main character. One of the reasons I am always interested in these kinds of books is I had a writing professor once, many moons ago, who said to our class that whenever a piece of fiction features an artist who works in any other medium other than writing, that author is really using that other art form to explore the art form of writing in some way. Whether or not that's actually true, because he said that it was definitely like a rule that this is always true, which, I kind of try to push back against hard and fast rules like that. But whether or not it's actually true, I can't get it out of my head. When I encounter an artist in a piece of fiction, I always think back to that professor and what he said about artists in fiction. So whenever I do come across a painter in a novel, I'm always looking for hints to see if they are in fact there, that painting is being used as a metaphor for writing. I won't spoil this for Hothouse Bloom because I think part of the fun is discovering these clues and hints for yourself if they are in fact there. But I do want to hear examples from you. What books or pieces of fiction have you read that feature artists who work in an art form other than writing? And have you noticed anything sneaky going on where they may be talking about one kind of art form but really are in that way exploring the art of writing? I would love to know if you've encountered that before, and this is my example for you. And that's just one of many incredible books nominated by one of many incredible publishers. The long list of 10 books is usually announced in mid-January-ish, but I guarantee you there are going to be more than 10 amazing books from these nominees. So if you love offbeat, under-the-radar literary fiction, you are going to want to follow along. Click above or below for the next nominated book. If I've filmed it, it'll be available there. If not, stay tuned for just a little while longer. And in the meantime, you can click the playlist below that will contain all of the nominated books that I've shared so far. Again, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.